Okay, for this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make the Wavy Stitch Handbag. And for this tutorial you're going to need a 5mm or size H hook, and you're going to need at least 4 stitch markers and 3 different colors of worsted weight yarn. This is 4-ply for the US or 10-ply for Australia. And you can start with any color that you like, but to make the little outlines of the waves, I like to use the lighter color. So with your cream white, to start, you want to chain 45. So chain 45, and I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, once you have your chain of 45, you want to go in to the second chain from the hook and do a single crochet, which you automatically lose a stitch by doing that. So this will bring you down to 44 stitches. So you want to single crochet 1 in your chain of 44. And I will see you back here in a moment when you get done. When you get to the end of your row 1, you want to cut your yarn, and then you want to switch colors to what I'm calling the B color. The cream white here I'm calling the A color. So this is your B color, the dark purple, and I'm just going to slip stitch my color on and pull my white tail tight. Then you want to chain 1 to secure and then turn. You want to single crochet in the first stitch. You will always be single crocheting in your first and last stitch. So you single crochet in your first stitch, and you want to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th stitch you want to do 7 double crochets worked into this one stitch. So that will be 1, and I'll hide my tails my next round. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now again, you want to skip 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th, you want to put a single crochet. And you want to work a single crochet in the following 6 stitches as well, for a total of 7 single crochets in a row. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And again, after every set. So after your double crochets, you want to skip 3, and then do 7 single crochets. Then again, you want to skip 3, and the 4th, you want to work 7 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Again, skip 3 stitches, and in the 4th, put a single crochet, and then put a single crochet in the following 6 stitches as well, for a total of 7 single crochets in a row. 5, 6, 7. Okay, and again, skip 3 stitches, and in the 4th stitch, do 7 double crochets, working to the same stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and then you want to skip 3 stitches. And you should have 8 on the end. 7 for your single crochets that you'll need to do, and then 1 single crochet that will end the round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So with the 3 that you'll be skipping, after you do your last set of double crochets, you should have 11 chains left. You'll skip 3, and in the 4th, you start your single crochets. And like I said, you need to do a single crochet for your very last stitch. So this last section, you'll have 8 single crochets in a row. So when you get to the end of your row, again, we want to change colors. So I'm going to cut my yarn and grab my A color again, which is my cream white. And again, I'm going to slip stitch my color on. Pull tight, chain 1 to secure, and then turn. When you're working with your white color, your cream color, and you're going back in this direction, you're always going to be doing single crochets. Between each of these shell and single crochet rows, you'll always have a single crochet row coming back. So we're going to be doing a single crochet in each stitch, starting with the very first stitch, and then single crocheting down all your stitches. And you should have 45 stitches at the end of this row. Now I want to show you a little trick, and it'll always be after this first section that you do with this shell and crochet stitch. You're always going to be with tails on the end. And what I usually do is I'll fold them over my project as I'm coming along this direction. And I'll work over them kind of the backwards way. I'll work over them as I go over my shell. Then you can pull them a little tighter. To make sure they're not going to show. So when you get to your last single crochet here on the end, you can tug on your project just a little bit, and then you can cut those excess tails. And that's how you can hide your tails on this side. Now, since we're at the end of our row here, we want to go ahead and cut our yarn again. And now we want to switch to our other color, which for me is kind of like this purple pink color. And this is going to be our C color for round 4. And we're going to change our color the exact same way we've been changing it, by slip stitching it on, pulling the yarn tight, and chaining 1 to secure. Now again, we want to turn our project and single crochet into the first stitch. I'm going to be hiding my tails as I go. Now we're going to be working our seven single crochets, which is part of this pattern, over our shell. And we'll be working our shell here in between the 7 double crochets. So you always want to start with a single crochet at the beginning, and then you'll do your 7 single crochets. So for the start of this round, you'll actually have 8 single crochets in a row. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I'm going to tug on my project some and cut my excess tails, because you want to skip 3 stitches here. so you're not going to be able to cover up the tail anymore. So you want to go 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th stitch you want to start your shell of your 7 double crochets into 1 stitch. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Wait, sorry, 7. I'm going to do 7. Okay. Yep. You want to do 7 double crochets in the same stitch. So now you want to skip again 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and then the 4th you'll start your 7 single crochets in a row, 2, 3 over this shell here. When you get to your 4th stitch, 4, you should be right over the middle of your shell. 5, 6, and 7. So if you're not, then you're a little off, and you probably are off back here somewhere. So again, you want to skip 3 stitches, and then in the 4th, which is also in the middle, see, you have 3 skipped stitches on this side, and you'll have 3 skipped stitches on this side. And if you can see, the middle one, which is this one, which is the 4th chain, is in the center. Like I said, if it's not, then you've counted somewhere. So skip 3 stitches, and in the 4th, you want to put 7 double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And again, you want to skip 3 stitches, and in the 4th, start your 7 single crochets. 2, 3, and then again, you want to skip 3 stitches. Then you'll be working in the 4th, your 7 double crochets, and then you need to skip 3 stitches, and then you'll have your single crochet in the last stitch. So you should have a total 6, 7, 8 single crochets here in the last. So you skip 3 stitches, and in the 4th stitch you do your 7 double crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Whoops. And 7. Then you skip 3 stitches, in the very last stitch you want to put your single crochet. And then again, like I said, after every row of color you want to add a border, which is going to be your ongoing color through the project for your single crochet row. And I'm going to attach my white color again, chain 1 to secure and turn. And now for this row, I'm going to be putting 1 single crochet, and this is round 5. I'm going to be putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. And again, you should still have 44 stitches. Again, I've come to the end of my row, and I'm going to cut my yarn. And now we're going to go back to our original color, which is our purple. Attach it like you usually would. Pull the white, chain 1, turn. And again, we'll be hiding our chains for our purple when we go back over it with our white. We'll just hold it over, and then we'll single crochet over like I showed you. For the first stitch, you'll do a single crochet, then you skip 3, and in the 4th you do your your double crochet 7 in 1 stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And again, you should make sure that your shells line up, or you've missed somewhere along the way a stitch somewhere. And again, you want to skip 3 stitches, another 4th, start your row of 7 single crochets. And again, make sure when you get to your 4th stitch that you are above the middle. And this is what you're going to continue to do. You're going to continue to repeat rows 2 through 5. And this is the beginning of 2. So this is going to be 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you're going to repeat those 4 rows over and over and over again until you reach your 51st row. So do this for a total of 51 rows, and it's pretty easy to count because you have your different color changes. So the first one was chaining. Your first actual row was your single crochets with your white. So that will count as 1, 2, 3, 4, your little pink, 5. Now we're on row 6. Continue to do it until you've just completed your row 51, and I'll see you back here for your 52nd row. And here's my other piece. I realized it was long enough where I wanted it, and I already cut my yarn, but when you get to row 51 and you finish it, just turn and start to do row 52. Don't cut your yarn. Since I already did, I'm going to have to go ahead and attach. So this piece is all the way up to row 51. So for row 52, like I said, you're just going to chain 1 and turn your work and continue to do 1 more row of single crochets. Because when you started here, you had a chain and then you did single crochet, so just to make it a little bit more even in color. So continue that and I'll see you back in a moment. Okay, when we get to the end of the row, 52, we're going to start working on our sides. And I'm going to change to, I think, this color. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to change my color, or slip my yarn through my other, then chain 1. Sorry about that, I needed to sneeze. Okay, so working in the side stitches, I'm going to go into this first stitch. Oh, whoops, I'm going to get a little closer for you. I'm going to be going into this very first single crochet, and I'm going to do a single crochet with this color. And now I'm going to be working along the sides and try to get at least 1 in each row color. Not at least 1, but 1. 1 for every row. And I'll see you when you get back to the end here. Okay, when you get to the end of the row, I want you to fold your purse in half like this. And I want you to count over 10 stitches. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And I want you to mark the 10th. stitch on this side, and then count here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and mark the 10th stitch on this side. Now, I want you to chain 1 and turn. Now, I want you to single crochet in the first 9 stitches. Then I want you to do half double crochet in your marker space, and then the following 2 also half double crochets. So starting from your marker to the next 2, have 3 half double crochets, and then you will work you'll work double crochets all the way until you come up to 3 markers. Your marker space and 2 on this side, so you'll have these 3 as well, being half double crochets, and then from this stitch on, you'll have single crochets. So you're going to be working single crochets here and then 3 half double crochets here, going in towards the middle part because you're doing a step up there. So continue to do this. So I chained 1, do my single crochets up until I reach my marker. Okay, now my marker's here. So in this space, I'm going to do a half double crochet. In the following 2 spaces, I'm going to do a half double crochet. Then I'm going to do my double crochets. This part of the bag. So a total of 29 double crochets, which should bring you 2 stitches before the marker. So 2 stitches before, you want to do half double crochet in that space, then the stitch before the marker, and then the marker itself. So you do 29 double crochets, and then you do 3 half double crochets, and then you want to finish off these last 9 stitches with a single crochet. Okay, come to my end. So I want to chain 1 and turn. And then I want to repeat what I did last row for row 3. Also, you want to repeat for row 4 and 5. So I'll see you back here when you get to row 6. Okay, when you get done with row 5, I want you to just go ahead and, this is the front side. I want you to fold it in half with the back side showing. Fold it evenly with the other side here. Now you're going to go in through your first stitch on this side, and then go in through the first stitch on the other side. And you want to do a single crochet attachment like this. And again, you're going to go in through stitch on this first side and then a stitch on the other side and do a single crochet. This is how you're going to sew your 2 pieces together. Okay, when you get about midway point to your sewing, then you want to stop and see how your bag is folded. You want to keep it even. Now you want to take this very corner here and you want to count up 8 stitches. This one has a stitch on both sides, but if you have a single stitch here on the end, it's okay. You can skip counting it. Just count. Try to keep it as even as you can. Count up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this 8th stitch, you're going to put a marker. You want to do the same for the other side, but make sure it's even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put your marker here. Okay. And it's looks like it may be a stitch off, but that's okay, because one stitch doesn't really matter so much. I can straighten that out. So I want to continue to single crochet one stitch to the next until I get to my marker, my first marker. Sorry, I moved my camera down. And then I'm going to go ahead and move my marker because it just naturally seems to be wanting to fall even with this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and even it up. So I guess I'm going to have 9 stitches on this side. Okay, there, now they're even. Okay, now what I want to do is take my piece here in the end and I want to push it together. I'm going to be making like a T shape, keeping my 2 markers here together, and then try to fold it to make it even as I can on either side, like that. So I'm going to get my hook. I'm going to go through my marker and then go through the middle, closest to the middle as I can here. And I'm going to single crochet to attach. I'm going to sew this section closed. I'm going to go, just keep it tight with your fingers. So that's 1. I'm going through each side again. Going through a stitch on this side and stitch on the other side. 3 and 4. So I have 4 on this side. And now I'm going to turn it, working in my single crochets that I just did. Single crochet back, so it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now it brings me to this other side. I'm going to go ahead and move my red marker now that I don't need it anymore. I can go ahead and remove my other marker too. Okay, because it's already sewn up to this point, so you know that this half here that's unsewn is my other side of my T. So I'm going to go into this stitch. This is the half stitch. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to go into this same stitch here, and then I'm going to go into my marker, the place where my marker was. Do a single crochet. And then down your T on this side to finish closing the bag. Then when you get to the end here, go ahead and chain 1. leaving yourself some tail to be sewn in later, cut your yarn. Now I prefer to use tapestry needle to do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed my tails up through one side of this T shape, brings you to the middle, and then I'm going to feed it down the side stitches of the bag. Then you definitely want to tug on it just to make sure it's not going to come loose and pop out when somebody else uses it. And you do the next side the exact same way. And if you want to fold it inside out to see what it looks like on this side, this is what you got. You got kind of a folded in area here on the side of the bag, and then when you use it, it's going to come out too close. It's going to come out some here, but that T shape that you make here will keep it kind of flat and it won't be poking out so much. So you want to continue and do this other side the same way. And when we started with the front side facing us. The very first row is going to be single crochet all the way down, and then rows 2 through 5 will be the 9 single crochets, and then the 3 half double crochets, and then the 29 double crochets, the 3 half double crochets, and then the 9 single crochets. And you'll do that for rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now I'm going to be showing you how to make the top of the bag and the handles. I'm going to be doing my darker color here, and I'm going to be starting in this stitch here. You want to mark the area below so that you know that this is going to be your first stitch. And we're going to do a single crochet attachment. So go into your first stitch, pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, pull through 2, and that's going to be your first single crochet. Then I'm going to be working over my tail and do 1 more single crochet, so that makes 2 single crochets. Now we're going to do a single crochet decrease, going into 1 stitch, pulling up a loop, going into the next stitch, pulling up a loop, then pulling through all 3 loops to do a single crochet decrease. And we're going to continue this for the round, doing 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Then the next will be a single crochet decrease. 1 more time. Do 2 single crochets, 1 in 1 stitch, 1 in the next, and then do a single crochet decrease. And you want to continue this all the way around till you get back up to your last stitch here. Okay, I just got done with my round, and this is my very next stitch. I have 80 stitches. For round 2, you're going to continue in 1 continuous round, so there's no need to slip stitch and chain 1. Just go right into the very first stitch of the round and do a single crochet. And do a single crochet in each stitch around. And at the end of this row, this end of this round, you should also have 80 stitches. Okay, I'm done with round 2. And for round 3, again, you want to keep it 1 continuous round. This is my first stitch of the round here. So I'll do my very last stitch. Brings me up to my first stitch. Now I want to do like I did before for round 1. You want to put 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then you want to do a single crochet decrease. So for round 3, just continue 1 continuous round, do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, then 1 single crochet decrease, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 1 single crochet decrease. Continue this all the way around till you get to the stitch before your marker. I'm doing my last decrease. Okay, now at the end of this round you should have 60 stitches. Now for rounds 4 through 6, the next 3 rounds, you want to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around. And you will still have 60 stitches, and you want to work in one continuous row. So if you want to move your marker up so that you can remember that this is the first round of your 3 rows. Okay, I just got done with my 3 rounds of single crochets, round 6. And now I want you to find the middle of your bag. Get it as flat as you can to the middle. This looks like that's good. And now you need to take 4 markers, or a way to mark 4 stitches. And starting from one corner here, start from this one, I guess. You want to line up your stitches as best you can here. I have 2 stitches on this end, and then 2 stitches lined up here, 2 stitches lined up here, and then be counting in sets of 2 up to 14 stitches. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So I'm going to go under this one and this one. And just want to double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, I have 13. So I need to move over one more. There, now I have my 14 stitches. Now you want to get 2 markers, or however you want to do it, and mark this stitch and mark this stitch. And you want to do the same thing for this side. So we're going to be doing our handles here. We'll be working around the side parts here. Okay, so you turn the bag this way, and you can start right from where you are. You're going to be working up to your stitch marker here. Just single crochet up to it. And when you get to your first marker, you're going to go into that marker, do a single crochet. And now we're going to start our handles. For a long strapped shoulder bag, you want to do about 70 to 65 single crochet foundation stitches. For a shoulder bag, you want to do about 60 to 55 single crochet foundation stitches. And if you want a handbag you can hold in your hand, you want to do about 50 to 45 single crochet foundation stitches. So I'm thinking I want to make mine, I think I'm going to try to go with 55 on mine and see where it goes. So to do your single crochet foundation stitches, is you want to do chain 2, then you want to go back into that first stitch, and I have a beginner video about this. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through one of the loops, then yarn over and pull through 2. So you just did your chain and your single crochet. And now you want to chain 1 and then go down into the, you see 2 sections, 1 and 2. It's hard to see on this one. If you have never done this single crochet foundation stitch, I recommend, and I'll put a link here for you so that you can see how to do the single crochet foundation stitch, because it's just too hard with this color that I have to show you how to do that. So anyway, you want to continue and do a total of 55, or if you want longer, try 70. And then I will see you back here in a moment once you get your single crochet foundation stitches done. I decided to go ahead and do only 40 single crochet foundation stitches for my handbag. And once you've got your stitches done, connect it right here where you marked this stitch on this side earlier, and just do a single crochet attachment. And then you want to continue to single crochet all the way around until you get back up to your marker on this side. So just single crochet here to your next marker, single crochet into your marker space, and again repeat the amount of foundation stitches that you did on this side, and then again connect it on this side by a single crochet attachment, and then single crochet again to your marker here, which is your very first marker, and then that will complete your first round, and I'll see you back here. Okay, I just single crocheted back up to my beginning stitch again, and you can remove your markers, you don't need them here anymore. And what you want to do now for the next round is single crochet up into to where your first handle is. Make sure that it's not twisted, and you want to single crochet along the top of the handle that you just made. The single crochet foundation was your first row, and now you're working on your round 2 of your handles, and you want to have a total of 6 to make this handle thick enough to where it's not going to dig into your arm or your shoulder. So this is round 1, this is round 2, and you want to continue to go around the top of your handles. And you can also, if you like, change your color. Like maybe the next round you want to go white or pink, or change, you know, your color just to add some color into your handles for the round 3 and 4, and then you can do 5 and 6, 2 rounds just like this. So if you like, that's just an option if you want to add more color into your bag. But I think I'm just going to stick with this color here for all my 6 rounds. Okay, I just got done at the end of my 6th row. I'm going to skip a stitch, single crochet into the next, slip stitch into the next, chain 1, cut my yarn, leaving myself enough tail to work it in with the tapestry needle, and then that's it. That will be my bag. You can also remove all your markers. And that's it. That is the end. That's how you make your wavy stitch little handbag. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial, and if you liked this tutorial, please don't forget to share and like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.